tonight. We really appreciate it.
No problem.
For more, I'll bring in Guy Benson, townhall.com political editor and host of The Guy Benson Show. Okay, you were shaking your head through the entirety of what Rich had to say. What's wrong?
Well, his reporting is right on the money. What's wrong is the spin from Democrats. There's a few things here that I want to address. First is what the House Democrats are saying. Remember, these damaging emails were released by Democrats. And they're saying, well, this is because this shows a robust internal debate. Well, maybe there was a robust internal debate about the visit from the president in 2010 to the Solyndra facility. That's a political debate. By that point, the loans had already been made, Jerry. They had been made in 2009, despite multiple red flags and stop signs from both the Bush people and then the Obama White House's internal budget actuaries. So if there was going to be a robust internal debate, it should have happened before the loans were made in the first place. And then the punchline to all of this is the president this morning on Good Morning America. He came out and said, look, hindsight's just 20/20. We thought it'd be a good bet. We got this one wrong. Critics can now come back and say, you should have known better. That's just not good enough, Mr. President. The Bush actuaries declined to approve the loan just before Obama took office. And then after he took office, as the stimulus money was about to go out, flying out the door at mind-boggling speeds, his own OMB, his own budget office said, hey, guys, this is not ready for prime time.
All right, so we've been over the timeline, and we know that there were lots and lots of warnings all along the way from a variety of people. There are other problems here, too. For example, there's a fundraiser for Obama who ended up working for the Department of Energy, getting a salary there, and then his wife's law firm got a $2.4 million contract to actually represent Solyndra. So is this an example of what I think of as Chicago-style politics? You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
I was just in Chicago this weekend, and unfortunately, I think you're right. And it's not just the one example that you gave. The big name, of course, is George Kaiser, who is a billionaire Obama donor who was one of the premier investors in Solyndra when this whole thing got going. He visited the White House 4 times just before that loan was approved in 2009. The White House tells us today, oh, no, that was totally irrelevant. I think that really strains credulity, Jerry. And the other point that I'll make here, it has to do with the timing of this once again, a second round of terrible decisions.
I know, we just talked about that. Just came through the door. We threw another $4 billion out the door. When you look at this, though, I mean, I think of Stephen Chu as the head of the Department of Energy. Here is a guy who is very, very smart, won many, many awards. Is he being badly used here by an administration who just wants to dole out favors for friends and family?
No, they point out all the time that he's a Nobel laureate, and good for him. That doesn't necessarily make him a great energy secretary. At the end of the day, the buck has to stop somewhere. The president wants to maybe slough this off onto his energy secretary. If that's the case, maybe Stephen Chu has to go. But we've seen repeatedly from this president, even when you have a Treasury secretary who wouldn't pay his taxes and oversees a dramatic downturn in the U.S. economy, job losses, etc. Tim Geithner still has his job. Stephen Chu still has his. Where's the accountability at this White House?
Well, I guess we're going to find out in a few short months what's going on there. Thanks so much, Guy, for coming on the show. Really appreciate having you.